everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Earth Star Tarot, and today we've got three piles. We've got Magnolia with Astrophyllite, which the keyword says unlock your highest potential. We've got Cornflower with Protect Your Soul, Obsidian, Protect Your Soul. And we've got Clematis with Amber, Recharge Your Good Vibes. So we're asking the question, what do you need to know in the month of July? And so if you're watching this after July, it might be useful as a reflection back to July of 2024 when I'm recording this, or it might be that you're looking forward to the next July. However you choose to interpret that. So we've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And so you'll find the timestamps down in the description, and we'll see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. Your card is Magnolia. It's quite beautiful. It's from the Seed and Sickle deck. I'll read out that description now. And we've also got the Astrophyllite, and I'll go into that after we do Magnolia. Magnolia is number 8. We're using the Dusk guidebook. Magnolia. Fossils of magnolia trees have been found to date back as far as 100 million years ago, practically unchanged from how they are today. They even predate bees, evolving alongside pollinating beetles. The gentle dignity of these trees displays a stability and grace throughout the ever-shifting ages, something we can all afford to learn from. Even if it feels as though the world about you is constantly changing, draw on the magnolia's quiet endurance and persevere. The time will be right for you again soon. And the Astrophyllite is needed by anyone with a permission slip for an intergalactic field trip. When to use it? When it's time to step outside of yourself, like way outside. Call in the energy of Astrophyllite to electrify you with superhero purpose so you can take flight and unlock your highest potential. So we've got Magnolia with sort of waiting for a change, and then we've got Astrophyllite with supercharging that change. Today we're going to be using the Mushroom Tarot deck. So we're asking, what does pile 1 need to know for July? What's upcoming for July for pile 1? And just a gentle reminder that I'm not doing reversals right now. I am learning. I'm getting there. But we're going to stick with uprights just for the sake of keeping the reading going. We've got the Fool with Chicken of the Woods, 6 of Cups with Pixie's Parasol. So I will read out the mushroom. I will read from the Mushroom deck guidebook. Got Page of Cups with blue pink gill, and the Tower with yellow netted stinkhorn. We might keep going because we've got enough space today. And the Latin name for this one is Phallus multicolor. I hope you can see that card. Maybe I'll bring it up so you can see it a bit better. Phallus multicolor, or yellow netted stinkhorn. Let's keep going. We've got 9 of Cups with Water Club Mushroom. I think we'll stop there for now, and we'll get some clarifiers underneath. So with the Fool, we've got the Chicken of the Woods. The Fool card is beginning energies, sort of going off half-cocked, trusting in your instincts. Let's see what we've got for Chicken of the Woods. Chicken of the Woods is one of the easiest mushrooms for beginner foragers to identify, and is therefore a good representation of the young and innocent fool. Its bright and yellow hues stick out like a beacon in early and waning summer forests. Versatile in its, this is a lot about mushrooms. We're gonna skip ahead to the meanings. New beginnings, risk-taking, independence. You've discovered a new passion. Nurture that childlike wonder with confidence and dive deep. Go experience the world for yourself, even if it's a dreary day. You're going to become the powerhouse you know yourself to be with hard work and a keen eye. The only thing stopping you is you. You've got this. Okay, so I'm not super familiar with this deck yet, so it looks like we've got a little mushroom description. Maybe I'll just sort of scan those and then we're dealing with the actual meaning of the Fool cards. So, in your life that has become perhaps a little bit staid, or where it feels like maybe the energies are not quite right for what you have to offer. And then we've got this Astrology that's wanting to kick you into gear. This is like a Uranus energy here. And then, so if there is a project that you're feeling passionate about, that maybe Astrology is prompting you to undertake, the beginning of that journey, of course, is always the Fool, with sort of going out into the world with an idea, passion, and figuring it out from there, letting your intuition guide you. And so this is sort of the pre-stage before, when you're just figuring things out and not quite, haven't formed a plan yet. With the Six of Cups, it could be the beginning of an attraction to somebody else as well, maybe, or an attraction to a particular path. And then with the Six of Cups, we've got Pixie's Parasol. I'll just scan that quickly. Let the calm blue and even the cute common name of the Pixie's Parasol bring your inner child back. You have permission to play. And so the Six of Cups is about nostalgia, happy memories. It can be sort of a reflection back to a happy time as a child. It can also, in relationships, it can also mean sort of dwelling on the past a little too much. Or with plans, it might be holding on to a sort of past vision or a past expectation of, continued joy. So, happy memories, but also those memories are memories and should stay in the past. And, that energy can maybe hold us back. It's up for you to feel into whether that fits for you. But maybe that could be holding you back from sort of kickstarting yourself into a new journey. And then we've got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups has blue-pink gill. Blue-pink gill. Definitely going to learn a lot about mushrooms through using this deck. A delightful new idea or opportunity has come to you out of the blue. The color blue and blue-pink bill is rare in the realm of fungi. Try to give the world something unique and wonderful to appreciate as well. And so youthful energy, inner strength, curiosity. So this is about developing your skills, being, you're excited about something, and so now you're sort of moving into the energies of trying to develop that into some kind of plan or being guided by your curiosity, being driven by your creativity, so giving yourself the space to follow those energies in a Fool-like way. So maybe you're inspired by something in your past and you're getting a lot of energy here, just sort of following those insights. So you want to be sort of giving yourself over to the creative impulse and just letting it guide you, and maybe it's being inspired by something from the past. Maybe there's a past artistic project that you've felt drawn to create from in the past. With the Tower card, so the Tower is usually the falling away of anything that might not be supporting an authentic path. Let's see what the mushroom is. We've got, the phallus multicolor or yellow-netted stinkhorn. So for the yellow-netted stinkhorn, the stinkhorn mushroom is quite a sight, even more quite a smell. This phallic tower-shaped mushroom releases a foul goo full of spores that attract flies to disperse them as they fly away. The stinkhorn explodes from the ground with a force that can crack pavement, then decays into a horrific puddle, capturing the essence of the Tower card. So the Tower can be collapse, upheaval, explosive beginnings, release. Some kind of monumental change might be approaching. And so I have, there can be fear associated with the Tower card, but the thing about the Tower is that it's like a purification, in my view. It's like a stripping away of whatever is not aligned. So if you're beginning a new path, even if it's sort of hearkening back to something before, if there's energies in that previous path that are not aligned with this new creativity that you're following or being called into, then the Tower will strip those away. So there might be the thing about cards that feel like they might have a negative meaning or influence in our lives is that, first of all, nothing is set in stone. You're in charge of your destiny, not the cards. But if that moment is coming, it's really helpful to have a bit of a little bit of a foreknowledge of that. And so you can, if there's something here you need to sort of protect or make sure you're hanging on to through a transition period, you might want to take some notes of your ideas, jot down if there's processing to do, or if there's like logistics that you need to take care of before you go through a transition. This card might be suggesting that it's time to make sure you're taking care of those things so that you can support yourself through that transition. And then on the other side of the Tower, we've got the Nine of Cups with the water club mushroom. The Nine of Cups is, it's sort of a card of wish fulfillment or prosperity. It's a really great outcome for a new creative journey, for example. That suggests that you're going to work hard and achieve exactly what you set out to. Perhaps the Tower might be stripping away the things that are holding you back from that, and then once they're, everything that's not aligned is sort of moved out of your sphere, then we've at that point got the success coming through with the Nine of Cups. And the water club mushroom is happy to be partially submerged in slow-moving water. Water clubs exist away from dangers facing most other fungi. Adaptation has rewarded them with transitional protection, but not total immunity. A card of happiness and success. All right, let's get some clarifiers. So clarifying the Fool. What's coming up in July for group 1, pile 1? Clarifying the Fool card. Wow. Let's throw that other one back. Got 10 of Cups. That's looking like beautiful energies with Portobello. Clarifying the Six of Cups for pile 1. That's coming up. I think that may be the same card that I just put back. King of Pentacles. And clarifying the Page of Cups. Oh my goodness, I'll just take the top one. There's a whole bunch of cards that just came out there. Actually, maybe we can fit these. Got Three of Swords, Five of Cups, and King of Wands. Hope you can see those. Clarifying the Tower card, the one we really want some clarifier for. We have the Ace of Wands. Wow. I'll go over each of the mushrooms. We only got one of these readings recorded. I'm at a friend's house at a beautiful spot in the forest, and a robin just appeared outside on the deck and swallowed a worm whole. It just went bloop, 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 and guzzled it down. It's amazing being in nature. Took my dog for a walk yesterday and had a hard time getting him back in my vehicle. And while I was sitting waiting for him, a stag came right up to the front of my vehicle. Beautiful antlers, like very well developed antlers. And it just was casually coming by. For the Nine of Cups, we've got the Devil with lobster mushroom. We had a couple others come out. I guess we'll take them. This reading's going to get long. All right, that was Two of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. Okay, so clarifying the Fool card, we've got the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is just really lovely energy. It's sort of the legacy card of the cup suit. And for Portobello, popular mushrooms for eating, hearty flavor, ample size, and they, being popular in the kitchen, they reflect this card's theme of familial bonds. Comfort, stable familial bonds, new home, divine emotional fulfillment is yours. So whatever this journey is that you're undertaking, it looks like it's going in, the best possible direction with long-term community, family, it might be family of choice, all of the prosperity of the cup suit, so everything to do with, the stability of emotional ties, emotional bonds, just really lovely energies with that. So Everything's coming up roses. It looks like if you're kickstarting into gear after a period of feeling like maybe things aren't quite aligning for you, there's going to be, some shifts happening with that Tower card, but it looks like everything's going to be aligning really nicely for you. And then clarifying the Six of Cups, which was the nostalgia maybe being held in the past a little bit, or maybe taking inspiration from the past for this new journey. And we've got the King of Pentacles with King Bolete. So let's look that one up. King Bolete, it's an edible mushroom, a meaty giant that could be a feast in itself. Reigns over the forest floor and provides food for many animals and insects. Its flesh does not change color like other boletes when sliced or bruised. I don't know if I'm saying that word. Boletes. And then, so prosperity, protection, dependable. Your needs are completely met and material security has been attained by your calloused hands. You can offer support and protection by sharing your bountiful wealth. So the King of Pentacles would be about as stable as energy gets. It's the pinnacle of the suit of the earth suit. So Pentacles is the suit of everything sort of material prosperity, grounding, earth energies. And so whatever nostalgia might be happening, it looks like it's going to be actually quite grounding for you. Page of Cups in terms of being excited about a new journey, a new artistic venture, a new relationship perhaps. We've got 3 clarifier cards. We've got, let's get these all out here. Hope you can see those. So we've got the 3 of Swords, which is false moral. 3 of Swords is the card of heartbreak. I like that I paused there as if I need to shelter you from that news, which, heartbreak does happen. False moral. Brain-like twisted versions of the sought-after edible morals. False morals are cripplingly poisonous, similar to the 3 of Swords' unfortunate message. Their dense, meaty stalks crouch among conifers as opposed to the light, hollow stalks of the edible variety, which prefer a deciduous habitat. So heartbreak, betrayal, medical attention, hurtful words. If there are any medical issues, physical or mental, do attend to them. So the Page of Cups, so there might be some new energies happening here, but it also might not go very far with this heartbreak. There might be some excitement, and then there could be some kind of reversal happening here. Or it's possible that, maybe you'll be drawn in a different direction than an existing connection, or, you might be following an artistic inspiration that might just not prove fruitful. So there might be some false starts there, false moral, false starts. And so that would make sense of why the Tower is coming out next. So possible heartbreak going along, or just, sort of hopes dashed, that kind of energy, if it's a project that you're asking about. And modifying that, we've also got the 5 of Cups and the King of Wands, which, it's, the 5 of Cups is, we've got Inkstein Bolete, Inkstein Bolete often appears solitarily and at the mercy of hungry slugs. They'll turn deep blue when injured, which is how you might feel when you see the 5 of Cups. When recovered, you are tougher, wiser, and more adaptable. So 5 of Cups is a time of loss, pessimism, regret. Could be separation, sadness, sort of a feeling of things, negative energy leaking into your life. There might be too much of a focus on the negative in life, and so you might want to be conscious of which of those cups are filled and which of them has spilled over, and sort of making distinctions about what to bring forward with you into the next time. So there might be some sort of, self-confrontation, or possibly even confrontation of others, taking those steps with a new project to figure out what's really going to work. And the 5 of Cups, 2 of the cups are upright and 3 have spilled in the traditional card. And so all is not lost, but it's important to distinguish the cups that have spilled from the ones that are still upright, and ensure that you're moving forward with the right support. And then the King of Wands is the pinnacle of the wand suit. You've got a lot of court energy coming out today. And the mushroom is Wine Cap. A strong and sturdy leader clad in fiery colors oversees this card. The royal red wine cap robustly reigns over the smaller cohabitants in the garden. Its powerful abilities and culinary lore are deliciously regal. So for King of Wands, entrepreneur, authority through power, dynamic. So there's a fair and passionate leader. There's the ability to materialize solutions with clarity and confidence, to gather support. So the King of Wands is a leader. He's it's the suit of passions. It's the suit of sort of, going forward with an idea and having the drive to realize a plan. And so by this point, that plan is quite solid. There's something that's happening. There's the ability to gather others into that plan. And so there might be something about cutting away what's not working in your plan, regrouping, and then I'm actually glad I took these extra cards, because then it looks like there's going to be the ability to focus in and sort of attract other people into your vision once you've been able to pare it down and focus on what is working. And then so over to the Tower, we've got the Ace of Wands modifying the Tower. Ace of Wands is beginning energy. It's excitement. It's that sort of initial impulse of action. And it's represented by the Burn moral. So we've already learned that all the other morals are much more friendly than the Tower moral. Or sorry, where were we there? Was that this one? The False moral. So we've gone from the False moral over to the Burn moral with the Ace of Wands. This card overrules any negative minor arcana card nearby and signals incoming good news or the start of a creative endeavor. Burn morals rise from forest fire scorched earth to fruit into creatively shaped harbingers of an upcoming mushroom feast. So they might be one of those plants that has to go through a fire to come out. And so then if we've got a new idea happening, and then this heartbreak card here, cutting away what's not working but distilling down to what is working, and then this King of Wands energy of being able to lead others, attract others into your passion, while still having this Tower moment of letting things that are not aligned fall away, then it looks like the Burn moral is going to be the reigning energy out of all these the sort of negative energies that are between the Three of Swords and the Tower card, and even the Five of Cups. So the Ace of Wands will be bringing in good news and the start of a creative endeavor that's sort of pulling the good out of the situation and letting the bad fall away. And so the Ace of Wands can refer to good news. It can refer to the start of something. Burn morals represent the start of something phenomenal, blossoming just below the surface. Uses passion burning within to create something amazing and fulfilling. And then that is making more sense of the transition from the Tower over to the Nine of Cups. And then so we've got this success, fulfillment, having enough to share, just lots of prosperity, sort of, emotional, rooted prosperity, following your intuition and ending up over here. And then modifying that, we've got, I think we'll put these over here. We've got the Devil with the Lobster Mushroom, the Two of Pentacles with Barometer, Earth Star. Ooh, cool. And then anything Earth Star is mine. And then the Four of Pentacles with the King Oyster. So let's see what the Lobster Mushroom has to say about the Devil. The lobster mushroom is the result of a parasitic fungus that takes over the fruiting bodies of certain nearby mushrooms. This devilish act changes the shape and taste of ordinary bland white mushrooms into textured orange delicacies. Likewise, the Devil card warns us that looks can be deceiving and not everything is as it seems. An upright is restriction, control, addiction, temptation, entrapment. You may feel bondage in your life right now. This wasn't quite bondage, but it definitely referred to energies that you're wanting to shift. So perhaps you're feeling trapped in something in your life, but it is an illusion. So in the Devil card, people have collars on their necks, and they could, remove those collars and walk away if they so chose. It can refer to addictions. It can refer to negative forces internally or externally, and there's a suggestion also of temptation, something that's, so deliciously tempting that it keeps us there. So it might be that this prosperity is bringing forth new temptations. It might make you feel like you're tied to this new project, or tied to elements of it. Maybe those cups that have fallen over, but you have the power to free yourself from that. So whatever is coming through here, there's clearly a process here that's going to lead to a good outcome, but it might bring up some new temptations or some new feelings of sort of being shackled that, it's self-created ultimately, and you have the power to shift that. And modifying that, we've got the barometer Earth Star with Astraeus hygrometricus for the Latin name. So I'm just curious about what Earth Star is in Latin. It must be the Astraeus part. 2 of Pentacles. This card declares the need for balance and is an indicator of someone juggling too many tasks. The barometer Earth Star is able to thrive by making instinctual decisions in regard to its surrounding weather, moisture, sunlight, and the seasons, keeping all factors expertly in check to survive. That is definitely my card. But in this reading, it's your card, and it's modifying the 9 of Cups and the Devil, or contributing a little bit more nuance to the Devil card. So it's possible that you just got, once you're at the success point, maybe there's just too much going on, and you're feeling a bit tied into what that is going on. And so there might be a need for balancing, sort of having a barometer, sort of keeping tabs on what the energies are around you at all times, and being able to make those quick decisions about what needs to happen next in order for that survival or thriving to continue. In the description for the card, it says, see if the parts of your life are balanced. Are you too busy for romance? Is your partner being neglected? Is work overwhelming your rest and recovery time? Find what balance needs to occur, and then balance it. We've got the 4 of Pentacles over here with the King Oyster. 4 of Pentacles. The king oyster mushroom luxuriates in its secure and pristine spot, its mycelium block. One fruiting body of the stout fungus has hoarded all the nutrients, a habit this card warns of, leaving little else for any developing mushrooms. While secure, it is for the most part alone. And so this is the card of, the man sort of holding on to his pentacles really tight and not wanting to, it gives the impression of not wanting to share. So it's the card of attachment, being too attached to possessions. There's, an underlying insecurity, and so it's sort of warning to release the desire to hoard. So if there's some success coming through, release the desire to hold so tightly onto that success that future success is not prevented. So we're kind of back over here at the 6 of Cup energies. So if there's, if you're attached to the success that's being generated here, it might hold you back from starting the next journey. So, there's a bit of a cycle happening here all the way back through. And so, it looks like you're headed for great things in the month of July, or perhaps beginning energies in July that will carry you through to a really lovely success place. And then just, be aware of the need to move forward, continue moving forward, and continue heeding that astrophyllite, and allow it to electrify you with superhero purpose so you can take flight and unlock your highest potential. And again, you have a permission slip for an intergalactic field trip. So I hope that's helpful, pile 1, and we'll leave it there. And I hope you have a supercharged, amazing month of July, whether that be the month already happened, or the month upcoming next year, or perhaps it pertains to the month in which you're seeing this reading. Okay, bye. Thank you for being here. Do like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and that will help me grow the channel. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. We're looking at what is coming up for you in the month of July, or what you need to know about the month upcoming. We've got the cornflower from the Seed and Sickle deck, and I'm going to read out that description. I'm using the Dusk Guidebook. Cornflower. The cornflower is remarkable for its beautiful blue petals, which create striking clusters of color against the green and yellow of agricultural fields. So perfectly bright are they that it is said parts of the sky once tumble to the ground, forming these beautiful patches of blue in the grass. The cornflower reminds us that it is not a bad thing to be unique and stand out. What may seem out of place to some may be a source of great and unexpected beauty to others. So don't be afraid to stand out. Your beauty is shining and will be beautiful to those that it's meant to captivate. With that, we've got the obsidian card. Who needs it? Anyone looking to cut out negative people and patterns from their lives, and Scorpios. When to use it? When thinking positively seems out of the question. When dark forces are at work, dig in, arm yourself with obsidian, and throttle back. Protect your soul. So if it feels like you might have some negative influences that you're wanting to temper this month of July, then this might be the reading for you. So if it feels like those energies are aligned, then if you feel like your unique qualities might be attracting negative people, then obsidian's here to sort of protect against that and bring you to those people who might be able to, who will find you beautiful and who might be able to surround you with some energies of protection, or people, places, things that bring you to a better place. So if that's resonating, let's get some tarot cards here. We're using the Midnight Magic mushroom deck of Sarah Richard. And so we've got room for a few more cards. I'm at my friend's house in this beautiful forested land, watching robins guzzle worms out the window. And I just felt called to do a tarot reading while I'm here. So let's get some tarot cards for you. There's our first one. We're going to stick with upright cards for today. I'm working on it. I'm working on those reversals. We'll get there. The Chariot, King of Wands and the Chariot. And I'll go into the guidebook and read about the mushrooms that are affiliated with these cards. We've got the Queen of Cups. Oh, that's a beautiful energy. King of Wands and Queen of Cups and the Chariot. So far we've only got court cards and major arcana. I've got the Seven of Cups and then the Seven of Pentacles. And I think we'll leave it there and then we'll get some clarifiers after we look at these. King of Wands with the wine cap mushroom. So this came out in pile 1 as well. A strong and sturdy leader clad in fiery colors oversees this card. In much the same way, the royal red wine cap robustly reigns over the smaller cohabitants in the garden. Its powerful abilities and culinary lore are deliciously regal. And so the King of Wands is the energy of having sort of reached the pinnacle of something you've been working on. You followed your drive, and then you've ended up in this place where you're able to sort of attract other energies to you to support you. And so the King of Wands can be a fair and passionate leader. We've got entrepreneur, authority through power, dynamic, materialized solutions with clarity and confidence so that others feel comfortable supporting you. So it is a call to confidence for sure. It might be saying that you're already there, or it might be that that's something that you need to work towards and manifest in your life. And so this would be sort of calling in those supporters who are going to find you in your path beautiful. Then we've got over here the Chariot with the conifer cone cap. We'll just read about the mushrooms and get a little nuance on the meanings of the cards. The conifer cone cap lives on drop pine cones that tumble unrestrained across the forest floor, reminiscent of the movement and determination represented by the Chariot card. The conifer cone cap is resolute and determined, all right. It survives by hanging onto the unsteady and unusual food source. By hanging onto an unsteady and unusual food source. So it's always in motion together with the pine cones on which it is, in which it has attached itself. So the Chariot card is the card of forward motion. There's sort of a drive that's happening here. There is a suggestion of a fork in the path. So it might be that you're being called to feel into which of two possible paths you're going to take. So it may be that you're well underway with your journey, but now you're at a crossroads. And so there's forward momentum, and you just have to pick which one. And usually the Chariot, I would say, is the card of sort of knowing intuitively which path is that sort of fiery side of intuition, not the watery intuition, but the fiery kind where you're just, you're going and you just know which way to go. You will succeed via your determination, willpower, and sturdy grip on your goals. Good time for travel. And then we've got the Queen of Cups. So if that's resonating, you might find yourself, whether you're whatever gender you are, you might find yourself in your King of Wands energy, and you might be encountering the Queen of Cups over here, or this might also refer to you. Might be a side of yourself that's coming out and through this journey. So with the Queen of Cups, we've got the Nargan's bonnet. With a cap that looks like a night sky over a calm sea, the dark blue hues of this mushroom require you to trust your intuition to discover what you cannot see with your eyes. It is named after Nargun's Cave, a sacred place for women's ceremonies in Australia's Gunai-Kurnai tribe's history. The Queen of Cups would appreciate this revered place. So the Queen of Cups is emotional intelligence, intuition, creativity. She can be about compassion. She's the pinnacle of the Suit of Cups, which is about intuition, compassion. She's just very rooted in all of the things you'd associate with the Suit of Cups. So it's possible that there might have been some forward movement of, kind of being in your divine masculine, and then there's a fork, and then you find yourself over in your feminine. Or these could be two different people, if that resonates. And so it might be that you're pivoting into the watery realms and sort of, feeling in that intuitive watery way. So the sort of emotional clarity of knowing, what would best serve this moment, what would best serve the next moment, what would best serve what's coming into creation. You might find yourself in those energies. Doing quite well. 7 of Cups is the Black Trumpet. Black trumpets are chalice-shaped and are desired underbrush snacks, but they are also masterful mycological chameleons, making them a good representation for the 7 of Cups, which represents choices and confusion. So 7 Cups is the card of dreams. It can be the card of having many options. It's possible that, through this journey, you've got sort of the divine masculine intuition and the divine feminine intuition. And again, I'm not attaching those. I do think better words could serve, but those are a handy shortcut that my brain is latching onto in this moment. So we might say the divine energies of moving forward, being guided by your fiery intuition. The problem is I have to use 10 different words, and then the divine energies of intuiting, getting down into your creativity, being guided by what you know is going to bring about the best possible, the most benevolent outcome of in the next situation. And so maybe you're feeling, there may be a bit of a pull between these two energies. That might be what this Chariot is referring to. Possibly you're being guided by both of them and moving forward, but that may bring you to a place of having possibly too many options, having to make choices between, there's so much information coming in that you have to sort of figure out what's coming next and clarify. There could also be illusions or wishful thinking. There could be promising things that turn out not to be truly attainable, it says here. Study shadows for hidden treasures sheltered within the shade. It's possible that the way forward, the best way forward might not be initially obvious. You might have to sort of dig a little deeper. And then we've got the 7 of Pentacles with Dune Cup. Sorry, did I read? Yes, I did. Okay, 7 of Pentacles with Dune Cup. Buried under sand for most of its life, the Dune Cup breaks through the surface of the Earth by exploding into a black star shape. We've got more Earth Star energies coming through in this pile too. There was some Earth Star in pile 1 as well. Sand particles act as vehicles for newly formed spores to create new colonies. Because it's a card of perseverance and appreciation for hard-earned results, the 7 of Cups is well represented by Dune Cups. So big picture, planning rewards, hard work will pay off. So the 7 of Pentacles is you've worked hard, your harvest is about to happen. You're not quite there, but the harvest is imminent. And so you're sort of in a satisfied position of being able to sit back and have a look at what you've created, and you're just about to be able to enjoy what that brings into your life. So whatever these energies are, it seems like they're guiding you to a really lovely place. There might be a little bit too much going on that you have to sort of navigate your way through, but it's going to bring you to this really lovely place of being able to enjoy what you've created. So you're creating something quite lovely, and you will have a chance to harvest it and enjoy it, it looks to me. I do notice we've got a 777, so 777 might be significant for some of you. Let's get some clarifier cards. So clarifying the King of Wands for the month of July, or the month in which you're seeing this reading for pile 2. Let's tune into the energies of pile 2 and what they need to hear about the month of July. Got the 8 of Cups, clarifying the King of Wands, clarifying the Chariot, clarifying the Chariot for pile 2. That one just popped out. We've got the Hierophant. It's Turkey Tail. Clarifying the Queen of Cups. We've got the 10 of Swords. Clarifying the 7 of Cups. What's going on for pile 2 with the 7 of Cups? Oh goodness. We've got the 9 of Wands. And clarifying the 7 of Pentacles for pile 2. Fumbling my cards right now. So I don't know, maybe there's an energy of, I don't know if you feel like you're fumbling something in your life, but that may be coming through. Then we've got clarifying the 7 of Pentacles, we've got the 10 of Pentacles, and it came out with the 6 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So let's have a look and see what these energies are. So modifying the King of Wands, we've got the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is the Shaggy Ink Cup. This card announces that a departure or perceived destruction is a necessary part of the journey. Emotionally prepare yourself for things to get a little sticky, sort of like how the Shaggy Ink Cup deliquesces or liquefies itself after secreting a black spore-filled liquid in order for the species to continue on. So the 8 of Cups is the card of turning away. There's been something that's been sort of emotionally attuned, and then someone is turning away from that. In this reading, I would usually say that's you, but in this reading it's possible that it might be another person turning away. There might be some kind of natural ending or travel. There might be a process of venturing into the unknown. So if you're the King of Wands, if you're living in these King of Wands energy, and then you've got this sort of cornflower energy of perhaps your uniqueness is too much for some people, and those people need to sort of fall away. And so this would be the departure that might be creating the momentum for you to find the people who appreciate you. The Chariot here, that might move you into the Chariot energies of moving forward. And then we've got the Hierophant with Turkey Tail. Turkey tail is a common and traditionally medicinal mushroom. Records indicate this incredible mushroom was used to treat illness as far back as the Han Dynasty in 200 BC. It grows on, I'm sure it goes further back than that. It grows on decaying deciduous logs in clusters of uniform-looking crowns with velvet browns, golds, coppers, and sometimes blues. The Hierophant card represents traditional values, and the turkey tail mushroom can offer traditional health benefits like immune support. So the Hierophant can be about a teacher. It can refer to sort of religious or spiritual traditions. If that's something that resonates for you, that might be something that you're sort of turning to in this chariot moment of having to make a choice of direction. It's possible that it could refer to a mentor or a teacher or professor in your life who is influential in your path. It could refer to sort of going more deeply into structured education, if that's something that resonates for some of you. And it can also be a card of ceremony, so things like a marriage ceremony. If there's some kind of journey here, if that's, I'm not really seeing how that goes together with these other cards, but that might resonate for some people. And then we are back over to the Queen of Cups, so something about this journey and, maybe going into this structured learning is bringing us over to the Queen of Cups energy of being more in the watery intuition, sort of being able to access compassion, nurturing, being in the energies of being connected to the emotions. So maybe over here there's more action, and then through this journey we end up more in the emotions and sort of being able to balance those effectively. But in that process we find ourselves at a Ten of Swords moment. And Ten of Swords is represented by Anemone Stinkhorn. The Ten of Swords announces that what seems like a chaotic explosion might only be a natural transitional event. The productive phase of the Anemone Stinkhorn looks and smells like a struggle has ended violently, but there's poignant peace within the dramatic scene. So Ten of Swords can refer to painful endings, lessons, crisis. An arrangement is ending painfully, maybe even inevitably, but there will be rest following this trial. So appreciate the lessons you've learned from this hard time instead of focusing on the crisis itself. So the Ten of Swords is the person who's sort of been stuck through with 10 swords in the traditional deck. And but this card is definitely calling for an awareness of, that's sort of the low point of the wheel, and things have to start getting better from that point forward. So after that crisis moment, there is a peace that comes in, and that's when we rebuild. And so maybe, it may be that you're going deeply into your emotions through this journey. Maybe there's a falling away that happens here. Maybe this ceremony that I refer to, I know there's some people go into conscious decouplings, conscious divorce, sort of consciously pulling your energies apart from another person. That can be a form of ceremony as well. That might resonate for some of you. And that could lead to some, indeed deep emotions. Or even being in a position of compassion and having compassion for all the parties involved. If you're asking about something that's, I sort of gone relationship on this reading, but if you're asking about something that is non-relationship oriented, then it may be that you've been moving forward to something, you're feeling a lack of support maybe for that journey, and then you're coming to a crossroads where you might have to sort of formalize your systems. And then that might bring you to, maybe there's downsizing that has to happen, maybe there's some other, sort of letting go of some of the people involved in that project, or some of the energies or elements, if you're working on something artistic, and there might be an emotional pause there with the Queen of Cups that's leading to this moment of feeling very much in a crisis. So you may be feeling this crisis really intensely, but the energy that should be coming out of it is that place of compassion, that place of letting the processing happen, and the peace that comes afterwards. And in that peace, it looks like there will be perhaps some confusion about options, many options, but possibly not a clear sense of where to go with them. And then we've got this Nine of Wands energy of sort of, Nine of Wands is like you're kind of still in the fight in your heart, but you're not actually still in the fight in a physical way. So it's sort of like you're hanging on to the trauma of this moment, and you need to feel into what the next step is. The mushroom is poison fire coral. As a notoriously poisonous mushroom, the poison fire coral illustrates the feelings of anxiety that come with this card. Learn from this fragile mushroom and brazenly display your strength against adversity by using tools that have protected you thus far. So it can be about courage, sacrifice, persistence, about standing your ground, strength, having sacrificed things, so sort of holding on to what you've been able to build out of that sacrifice. Stay persistent, don't miss any beneficial opportunities because of your stoicism. So persist, but don't let your ego sort of rule the day. Your defenses are mighty and commendable. And in my view, this is the card of, it's possible this fight is over, especially with the Ten of Swords here. So the fight is over, the weapons can be put down, it's time for some looking into the peace that is promised by this Ten of Swords. So after a crisis, there is a time for rest and recuperation, and I'd say you're being kind of called into letting those restful energies come through. And then the Seven of Pentacles is sort of, once you've maybe done this journey, you're over at the Seven of Pentacles, feeling like, maybe you've been successfully able to allow that rest and recuperation, and now you're getting to see some of the benefit of what's coming through from that. And that brings us over to the Ten of Pentacles, which is a quite lovely energy. The mushroom for that is the branched colibia. This small fungus grows in large clusters surrounded in a protective familial cornucopia, reminiscent of the Ten of Pentacles, which represents family or legacy. These rare mushrooms thrive off the nutrients of the decaying agaric mushrooms they grow in and on. The colibia, in their common name and genus name, is Latin for small coin. So Ten of Pentacles is about creating that sort of legacy moment, like building over time, building over generations, being able to plan ahead so that you can create the opportunities for others in the future. So if you're getting to this moment of Seven of Pentacles, I feel like there's like many different things happening in this reading. So on a relationship interpretation, maybe you're going through this Ten of Swords moment and having to hold firm to what you've built, but also being able to just kind of maybe let go. There's some anxiety here that maybe is misplaced, and then you're going to be seeing the fruits of that release, I'd say, over here with the Seven of Pentacles, or maybe hanging on. Maybe if you're involved in litigation, for example, it might be that you need to hold firm, and then you'll start to see the fruits of that, and then you'll be able to focus on the legacy that you're building going forward. If this is about something to do with a work situation or an artistic scenario, it might be that by, through this release, you're getting to the point where you can start to see what it is that you're going from the confusion of the Seven of Cups, perhaps, into feeling like you've actually built something, being able to see what it is you've actually built. And then in Ten of Pentacles, you're able to create that legacy that you can pass on to others. So, maybe you've created something that will benefit others in the future. Maybe you literally have created a family that you can pass things down to generations. Maybe there's subsequent generations of a process that you're working on, or an artistic project. But there's something about creating a legacy here. Modifying that, we've got the Six of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Let's go into those energies. So the Six of Swords has the aquatic guild mushroom. Mushrooms are commonly seen dotting a forest floor, but the aquatic guild mushroom species found a different habitat, submerged beneath the surfaces of cold streams in Oregon. The Six of Swords encourages that kind of exploration. Beneath the surfaces of cold streams in Oregon. And so the Six of Swords is a journey. It's sort of going into new territory, leaving something behind. So possibly once you've created that legacy, you might be looking at moving ahead into new territory, and leaving this. If it's a relationship situation that is passing, then it looks like you're going to be looking ahead and packing what's important into the boat and going and exploring something new. If you've created a legacy in some kind of work or artistic situation, maybe at this point you're looking to put a pin in it and go forth into the next project. And there might be initial sadness, but it will be quickly replaced with, knowing that you're making that journey in an aligned way and getting to, to the other side of that journey and being able to create a new life, new circumstances. We've got the Page of Pentacles. with the hedgehog mushroom. I really feel like that looks like a frog, but it's a hedgehog mushroom with a, let's find out what that dot is on the top, that marbly looking thing. An admired species for novice foragers just beginning their study, bountiful hedgehog mushrooms are easy to identify and a great introduction to the joys of finding forest snacks. The Page of Pentacles card, with its focus on study and education, pairs well with this favorite fungi. So, Page of Pentacles, practicality, studious, loyal, skills develop quickly for those who put in the time. Study earnestly and commit to a purpose. Tap into childhood lessons to smartly maneuver through the initial tangles of a developing plan. Feel free to turn to the tried and true basics. So, possibly at this stage of creating that legacy, you might be looking back to, if there's something new happening, that you're sort of creating the circumstances to allow that newness in, and then you might find yourself looking back to, whatever your initial creation energies were, whatever initially inspired that project, and beginning the cycle anew. I feel like this reading mirrors the pile 1 reading in some ways. It's sort of, there's a cycle happening here. So I hope you find those people who can support your unique weirdness, and that whatever this journey is that's carrying you through July, that these cards help clarify and possibly, I think it's really helpful if there's, some negative cards coming up. It can be really helpful to know in advance so that you can sort of prepare for them, whether that be emotionally prepare or, prepare in terms of getting systems in order, making sure that you've cared for yourself, making sure there's, money in the bank, food in the cupboards, the things that, you call on people for support if you need to go through something, if you know something's upcoming. And, find your people. Find those people who are going to protect your soul. And dig in, arm yourself with obsidian, and throttle back to protect your soul. And it looks to me like there's a new journey beginning at the end of this, but there's also, some prosperity coming through within your journey itself. So I hope that's been helpful. Pile 1, do like, comment, subscribe. All those things help grow the channel because they trigger the YouTube algorithm and other people end up seeing the video. And so the more of that happens, the more YouTube will promote the videos and the channel will continue to grow. I will continue to make these videos as long as I feel like there's some enthusiasm for them to come into creation. And so as the energy exchange, I do ask that you put a little like and subscribe if you feel called to. And I'm not saying that you have to do those things by any means, but it is really helpful in terms of keeping the momentum going and giving me the impetus to continue doing readings. And thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting online tarot card readings. I really love them, and I love doing them. And I'm so grateful that you stayed here and watched this one all the way through. So with that, we will leave it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, Pile 2. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. We've got the Clematis, card 22 of the Seed and Sickle deck. And we're using the Dusk guidebook. There's two, and the one that popped out was the Dusk guidebook. Clematis, you've been holding on so tightly to your control of the world that your fingers are starting to ache. But here's a thought, how about you try letting go? Not everything needs to be controlled, and you may find that you've put enough safeguards in place to be able to support yourself even without clinging on so. You'll naturally want to resist the feeling of falling, but you may find that a fall isn't actually coming and that it feels good to let go. That's the energies of Clematis. So I should have said we're looking at what's ahead for you in the month of July, or what do you need to know for the month of July ahead. That could be July when you're watching this. It could be now if you're watching this in July 2024. It could be July of the next year upcoming. These readings are timeless. This one is specific to the month of July. It might be referring to energies that were prevalent in your life in the month of July if you're watching this after July in any given year. And then, so for modifying Clematis, we've got the Amber Crystal. And it says, who needs it? Tree people, old souls, anyone gearing up for a long, dark winter. When to use it? when you need a metaphysical hug from the universe, call in Amber's cuddly electric blanket vibes and cozy up to recharge your good vibes. So it might be that you've been holding on to a situation or a person or something, and you're being called to let go, to surrender control. Surrender is a very strong principle in spiritual circles, of course. It's got all kinds of religious connotations, but beyond that, it's got a really important meaning in terms of releasing into the flow, into your path, and letting, they say, to put it in a vaguely religious way, they say let go and let God, but it's also possible to just release and surrender to what is. If the religious resonance works for you, then that's great. But it's possible also just to release and bring in that metaphysical hug from the universe, and see what comes in when you relinquish control. Because sometimes those things it might feel sometimes like we're calling in things that are not for our highest good. But when you step back and surrender, it might be that you have a plan or a wish, and often Spirit knows the best way to get there, the most efficient way to get there. And it can get you there best if you surrender that control. If you just let go and let what happens happen. There are times to, step up and make things happen in your life, but it looks like the month of July for you, dear Pile 3, is not that time. It is a time to get cozy. I don't know if you are in a part of the world where it's rainy and chilly in the month of July. Currently it is feeling that way for me. I wish I was a little more cuddly right in this moment, actually. So it looks like you're getting a call to potentially go into those cozy energies with Amber, or gravitate towards people or places that give you that cozy feeling. Okay, so we're going to get some tarot cards for the month of July for Pile 3. What's going on for Pile 3 in the month of July? What do they need to know? What's coming through for Pile 3 for the month of July? I really am quite committed to letting the cards come out. Sometimes it takes a minute. There it is. We've got Queen of Swords, King of Seven of Pentacles. We'll put that next. It's down a little bit. Queen of Swords has Lion's Mane, Seven of Pentacles has Dune Cup. So we'll go over the mushrooms as we go. We'll read out the guidebook for this deck. I should have said this is the mushroom deck. And it's got beautiful correlations between the mushrooms and the meanings of the tarot cards. So that one was Judgment, and the mushroom is Corpse Finder. You can see how that may fit. We've got the Empress. I just accidentally pulled out the Emperor as I was pre-shuffling, which was the fly agaric, the beautiful Amanita mushroom, and I was amazed. I hadn't seen that card before. But now we're bringing out the Empress energies with Hen of the Woods. And we've got the King of Swords coming out right after the Empress. So we've got the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the Empress, and Judgment, and then the Seven of Pentacles. So we've got some higher arcana court energy vibes in this reading, which, to be quite honest, seems to be kind of common in the readings that I've been doing for this channel. So perhaps the people accessing it are resonating in those strong energies. Let's have a look at Queen of Swords with the Lion's Mane mushroom. Lion's Mane mushrooms are royally positioned in the realm of medicinal fungi. Known for promoting nerve regeneration and the production of healthy brain cells, this mushroom represents an independent spirit that effectively shares their ideas for the betterment of their kingdom. So the Queen of Swords, the description here has objective, business-minded, domestic harmony. A competent thinker cuts through the bluster of miscommunication with sound judgment and clearly articulated plans. A safe and well-managed environment overseen by a fair leader allows for harmonious productivity. And just when I'm reading that out, we have a beautiful arrow coming in. That feels very Queen of Swords. I mean, it could be Wands as well, but look at that. That's gorgeous. Shall we add it to the reading here? Put that over there. Thank you. Okay, so the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is the energy of truth, cutting through the bullshit, cutting through to the truth of a situation. She is very mentally agile, so it's sort of clarity of thought, clarity of communication. I don't know if I said yet in this pile, but I'm just doing upright cards right now. So if cards come out reversed, I have set the intention that we are only pulling the upright meanings of cards for now. And that's on my mind because I pulled the Queen of Swords reversed earlier while I was trying to learn reverse cards. And the meanings are pretty much the inverse of what you would expect for the Queen of Swords. Total aside, nothing to do with your reading, unless that perhaps resonates for somebody. But anyway, so the Queen of Swords energy is sort of cutting through, coming through to cut away what does not serve, and doing that in a very aligned way. So just straight through, focusing on your true north, cutting away anything that does not serve. And I feel it's prophetic and beautiful that we were gifted with an arrow as we were discussing that card. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles with Dune Cup. Seven of Pentacles is the energy of being about to harvest, having gotten all the way through to, having something to harvest. Dune Cup. Buried under sand for most of its life, the Dune Cup breaks through the surface of the earth by exploding into a black star shape. This is the third time that there's been an Earth Star reference in these cards. This is the third pile. In all three piles, there's been an Earth Star reference. Sand particles act as vehicles for newly formed spores to create new colonies. Because it's a card of perseverance and appreciation for hard-earned results, the Seven of Cups is well represented by Dune Cups. Hard work will pay off, keep your eyes on the horizon, your goals remain achievable. You can take a break because you've already done the hard work. So if there's something happening in your life that is, what were we, cozy energies, and what was, just gonna go back and refresh myself on the clematis, I'm getting a bit sapped here. Oh yes, surrendering. Okay, so if there's something that you've been holding on to, it may be time to take a break and go into those cozy amber energies. The Queen of Swords is sort of cutting through what's not serving. So if perhaps you've been clinging too tightly to something, someone, a situation, a place, maybe the Queen of Swords is here to sort of cut what does not serve out of that situation, and you can move forward with what does. And then if you're doing that work effectively, it looks like you're going to be over these Seven of Pentacles energies of, there's something that's just about to be harvested, and you can take a little breather and cozy up as you go into those energies. Then we've got Judgment with the Corpse Finder. Reported to have brought a crime to light when a gathering of these mushrooms fruited over buried human remains, the corpse finder gets its rather gruesome name because the release of nitrogen from a decaying mammal is what causes it to appear. The judgment card need not refer to a sordid court case, however. It can call to mind judgments made by or about you or upcoming choices. So this particular judgment card says decisiveness, resurrection, second chances, introspection. A revelation is on its way. Act on an exciting opportunity or embrace a new mindset. Do not slide back into your shell if you can help it. Trust your judgment, wait, and be patient. The fruits of your labors will appear when the time is right. So to my mind, the judgment card is sort of a card of karma. If you've been, behaving in an honorable way, then the judgment card is sort of that moment when the karma of that, honorable behavior will find you. And that can be quite positive. Conversely, if you've been behaving in a dishonorable way, the Judgment card might represent a time when that catches up with you. Generally, I feel like it's a call to elevate. It's a call to go into higher energies. You know, whether you're interpreting it as, you know, positive karma or negative karma, either way, that's a call to go into higher energies and focus on lifting up, lifting yourself up, lifting others up. Yeah, let's go into the Empress and I'll see if I can come back to this a little bit. The Empress is Hen of the Woods. Looking like a mother hen hidden beneath old oaks and maples, the Hen of the Woods is a plentiful food source. It's fitting, then, that this mushroom is connected to the Empress card, which represents motherly nurturing, abundance, and protection. Creative and resourceful, hens will adapt to their environs by growing around sticks, rocks, and even other mushrooms into large, edible armfuls of food that can weigh up to 30 pounds or more. This mushroom is regarded as both an ancient medicine and a delicious meal. And so the Empress card is the card of, it can represent abundance. The Empress is the Queen of Queens. So she's sort of the pinnacle of prosperity. She's the consolidation of all of the Queen's energy in the tarot. So the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. She's like everything all together. She's fecundity, fertility, abundance. Here it says motherhood, resources, nurturing, abundance. Surround yourself with things that nurture and respect you on all levels, body, mind, and spirit. You are cultivating your goals into a strong, authentic reality, authentic. When you have attended to your own goals, you can find fulfillment in helping others with theirs. And so it looks to me as if there's a surrender happening, or a surrender that's called for, cutting away what does not serve, reflecting on the fact that you've almost made it to the harvest stage of your work or your creative process, or, you know, if you're cultivating a relationship, it seems like everything's been laid, the groundwork's there. And then there's a call to elevate those energies, and there's just abundant fruition, fecundity, success, prosperity happening with the Empress over here. Then we have the King of Swords. So it is amazing to me that you've got both the King and the Queen of Swords coming out. That's really significant. The mushroom is the destructive Foliota. A kingly decomposer, the destructive Foliota breaks down decaying wood efficiently. This is a large mushroom that bursts from the cracks of aspen and poplar logs like a butterfly from a cocoon, which is also a traditional totem for the King of Swords. Upright is judgment, decision maker, confidence. This card represents an unquestionable ability to get things done by confronting the problem head on. Imposter syndrome has no sway over this king. Your qualifications are there. Proceed with confidence and resolve. So if the Queen of Swords is cutting away what doesn't serve, and then you've got these energies of, you know, elevating into a time of prosperity or being called into that prosperity, then the King of Swords is there just to give you that little last push with some confidence, some resolution. The King of Swords can also represent someone who's quite firm. It can be sort of the authoritarian energies of the tarot. So if the Queen of Swords is, you know, the cutting away of what doesn't serve, then the King of Swords is sort of asserting. It can be the controlling energies of the tarot deck. So I'm seeing this reflecting back to this idea of relinquishing control. It might be that there's a call back into those control energies, you know, sort of sticking to your goals, ensuring that you're achieving them, controlling a situation so that you can get to them. But let's pull out I'm feeling there's like a bit of tension between these two cards, and I'd like to get out the modifying cards to see perhaps where that goes. So let's actually, instead of doing things in a linear fashion like I usually do, let's get a modifier for the King of Swords for pile 3 for their July energies. Modifying the King of Swords. What have we got here? Just want a single card for the King of Swords. And then we'll pull some modifiers for the rest as well. We've got the Six of Swords. I'm going to pull the rest and then we'll talk about that. We've got 2 of Wands for the Queen of Swords. For 7 of Pentacles, we've got the 8 of Wands. For Judgment, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. And we just want one last modifier for the Empress. Funny how in some piles the cards leak out, and in other piles they're quite slow to come out. We've got the 2 of Cups. Okay. So modifying the Queen of Swords, we've got the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands has the bleeding tooth fungus. This dramatic mushroom releases a blood-red substance and forms symbiotic partnerships with the conifers it fruits beneath. Studies show that this mushroom contains the anticoagulant atramentin, as well as thalaphoric acid, a potential treatment for Alzheimer's disease. So 2 of Wands is planning partnerships potential. Partnerships and creativity bloom to generate the potential for something wonderful. Plan how you will see your goal through by constructing a concrete map that you can clearly and confidently follow. So 2 of Wands energy is you've had the idea, you're starting to build, you're starting to plan out how you can achieve your goal, and you've got a lot of passion for it. And so if the Queen of Swords is cutting away what doesn't serve, if she's a call to integrity or to your true north, then it's possible that the 2 of Wands is coming in as a result of sort of clearing away the debris, and then you've got this energy, you've got a clean energy from which to start making new plans or moving into new energies. And 7 of Pentacles is, again, it seems like there's something that's already underway here. You've already been working hard on something, you're almost at the point of being able to realize the fruits of those labors. And then we've got the 8 of Wands here with red coral. 8 of Wands, red coral. Red corals grow quickly and do not redirect their wand-like spires for any obstacles. Reaching skyward, they wrap and twist around whatever tries to overshadow them. This is the red-hot energy of the 8 of Wands in full effect. So the 8 of Wands is in the traditional deck, it's arrows. It's like 8 arrows that are about to land. Again, interesting. That was gifted to us before this came out, so that's quite cool. It's if your fruits are about ready to be harvested, just about ready to be harvested, this suggests that you're going to be landing your arrows. Your goals are achievable, you're about to hit the mark, and dramatically so. And so for the upright meaning, it says, I wasn't going to read out all the meanings for these, but it's interesting seeing what different decks pull out, and especially in combination with the mushrooms. Dynamic action growth. Things are moving quickly. This shift into high gear reinforces the closeness of your goal. Check in on your limitations and boundaries to ensure this is a carefully controlled firestorm of productivity. And so then we've got the Judgment being modified by the Wheel of Fortune. And so Wheel of Fortune, as I was saying, if Judgment is a karma card, then Wheel of Fortune might be, it's sort of, there's a doubling down on those energies of, if you've been down, then it might be time for you to come up. If you've been up, then it may be time for you to come down, and, the cycles continue. Not to say, look for, be on the lookout for a descent necessarily, but let's find out what the mushroom here is calling us to. Is the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the common puffball. The common puffball literally throws feet to the wind by surrender. Oh, this is a card of surrender. So possibly the Judgment that is able to, the elevation that I was saying wants to come through here, it's going to come through by surrender. The common puffball literally throws feet to the wind by releasing an incredible number of spores into the air with the hope that some will find a fertile growing environment. This tarot card illustrates a completed cycle, as does the act of mushroom sporing. Your goal was met, and now it's time for the cycle to begin anew, and you and your goals can continue to grow. So it's calling to the cycles of the Wheel of Fortune. So, it's not just that up must come down and down must come up, but that cycle just continues. There's continuous cycles. Luck, destiny, adapt, surrender. It literally says surrender for this card. The wheel of destiny is ever turning. If you're in a bad spot now, wait patiently because good times are coming. Likewise, things may be great now, but be prepared to adapt when the energy suddenly shifts in the other direction. Treat others well, and those vibes will come back your way. Let the universe help you make decisions by listening to your intuition. So it seems like I feel like there's kind of two things happening here. So there's a first cycle here that's culminating, and then there's a surrender that's being called for. And then that surrender is bringing in the energies of the Empress and the King of Swords, and they're modified by the Two of Cups and the Six of Swords. So let's pull the Two of Cups. Empress and the Two of Cups together is just really very beautiful energies. The Two of Cups is indigo milk cap. And the indigo milk cap says, indigo, a calming and peaceful hue reminiscent of the water element associated with this suit, is an unusual color for a mushroom. Finding a pair of these unique creatures is a gratifying sight after a soaking rain. This card represents a mutual flow of emotions between two spirits. And so upright collaboration, harmonious partnerships, mutual attraction. Partnerships and creativity swell from matched souls who share similar values, allowing unconditional love to flow. This alliance creates sturdy foundations and sound solutions. And so there's some kind of prosperity here, some kind of fecundity is sort of dramatic. Maybe it's as a result of the work that's happened here, and is achieving its mark here. And then we've got, just surrendering into that flow, and it's going to bring you to this very prosperous, beautiful place. And then it's possible there might be some connection happening there. This could be, I don't want to make everything about relationships. This does look like relationship energy here, but it could also be about, a business partnership, a creative partnership. It could be about connecting two parts of yourself together that have, so far not been joined quite that way. There's some kind of incredible prosperity here. But if there's a feeling of having set the stage, or having been focused maybe on your own journey and your own path and achieving some prosperity there, then maybe this is a call to surrender into where the universe wants to take you next. Having done that, maybe you're moving into more of a relationship energy here. And maybe that's the reason for the surrendering into the coziness of the amber. That is a possible meaning. You'll have to take what resonates. You'll know. You, better than the cards, know what is coming. And then with the King of Swords, we've got the Six of Swords modifying. So the Six of Swords is a journey. It's represented by the aquatic gill mushroom. Mushrooms are commonly seen dotting a forest floor, but the aquatic gill mushroom species found a different habitat, submerged beneath the surfaces of cold streams in Oregon. The Six Swords encourages that kind of exploration. And so the Six of Swords is the journey across water. It's the finding of a new environment. So if there's some kind, I'm just going to go back to the King of Swords and remember what I said about that. Ability to get things done, proceed with confidence and resolve. Okay, so in this energy, maybe you're out of your element when it comes to connecting with others, and the King of Swords is suggesting that you bring confidence to that journey. You know what to do. Your intuition will let you know what to do. You will be guided. And again, refer back to the coziness of the amber for how to exactly be guided. But again, there's this element of surrendering, strong element of surrendering that you're being called into. And that may take you into this journey across water. So you might feel like you're, maybe you're not used to being in a boat, crossing a body of water, paddling, whether you're being paddled by a ferry person or whether you're paddling yourself. It might feel a bit off-putting to be in these cups, watery energies. But the Six of Swords is suggesting that you are going to come over that journey across water into this new place, and it's the beginning of something new for you. And with that, I think we'll end here. I hope that's been helpful. Looks like you've got quite a transformative July happening here, and may you find safe passage wherever you're heading next. If you have enjoyed the reading, please do click on the like button, subscribe, and spread the word. And leaving a comment as well helps the YouTube algorithms. So let me know if this is resonating for you. If there's anything that the reading is bringing up for you, just leave a quick comment. It's lovely when folks can support each other in those energies as well. And with that, we'll leave the reading. See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.